Okay, here's the second video of part 2, worksheet 2 for ellipses, right? If you were able to print this worksheet, great, because you know the equation's already there, and we have a little graph here where we're going to be graphing these. Okay, this is the notes. This is the video for these notes. If you don't have this, then you can pause it, copy it. You're going to have to sketch your own little coordinate plane, but that's not too bad. Okay, let's start with number 1. Let's get these done quick. So just to run through some examples here. Okay, let me focus on number 1. And it's asking you to do what? Well, you're going to identify the center. Oh, let me focus this first. You're going to identify the vertices, which these are the ones that are on the major axis. There's 2 of these. And then the other 2 that are on the minor axis are the co-vertices, like I explained in the first part of this video. I mean, it's all going to tie in together. And then finally, you're going to, actually, you'll probably be doing this all together, but you'll actually be sketching the graph and graphing it. Right, so it's all going to work together and it's all going to tie in. Okay, so what do? For the center, we look up here. For the center, we look up here in the numerator, and you look at that number next to the x, and you look at that number that's next to the y. And this, remember, is where you write the opposite of the number. So the center here is not 1, -3. The center is what? Opposite of +1, -1. Opposite of -3, +3. There's your center. Got that one. That is it. That's all you got to do. Opposite. That's your x coordinate, the one next to the x. That number next to the y is the y coordinate, but the opposite. That's it. So let's plot that center, -1, 3, and make sure you got that one right, because if you plot this wrong, then all the other numbers, since you're counting from the center, then everything else is going to be off. So make sure you get the center correct. The center is -1 and up 3. 1, 2, 3. Right there is the center. Yep. -1 and then 1, 2, 3. Now, to know how much I have to go left and right on the x, I look under the x squared. Right? To know how much to go left and right. And that's 36. But remember, you take the square root of 36. Right, like that's a squared is equal to 36, and you take the square root of both sides. So that's a is equal to ±6. 6. So I got to go 6 this way. So I'm counting from here, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. And counting from the center, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. You can get these coordinates now before you move on. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 3. And this one will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and 3. Right? It's on a coordinate plane. You guys can count that out, right? But I went from the center, which the center is going to be somewhere else. You go 6, and I went 6 because that's under the x. Now for the y, which y controls how much you have to count up and down from the center, it's 9. But you're not going to go 9, right? Because that's b squared. That is a value that is squared. B squared is 9, so when I take the square root, you're going to get b is equal to ±3. That's how much you got to go. Remember this one we went ±6. Now we got to go 1, 2, 3 from the center, and 1, 2, 3 from the center. And then what is going to be this coordinate? That's going to be -1, 6. And what's going to be this coordinate? That's going to be -1, 0. Yeah. And then you graph it. Well, you use these 4 vertices to help you graph the ellipse, right? You know what it looks like. It's ellipse like this. And this one, the major axis, is the longer one, right? It's more elongated on the x. This is the major axis. So these here on the major axis are your vertices. Your vertices here are what? 7, 3, and 5, 3. That's the vertices, right? Which is these here. The ones on the major axis are your vertices. The co-vertices are the other two. The other two, the ones that are on the minor axis, are the co-vertices. And you already have the answers for that, so make sure that you identify those. And that is the -1, 6 and the -1, 0. And then we already wrote down the center. So box that answer center, box the answer for the vertices, and you graphed it, right? There it is. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, so now I'm just going to go a lot quicker, right? Okay, so center here. Center here is, I look at that, I look at that. The center is -4, opposite, opposite, +1. -4, +1, right there. Got the center. Opposite, opposite. Under the x squared it says 4, but that, take the square root of 4, that's going to be what? Plus -2. So on the x you're going to go 1, 2. You're going to go 1, 2. Because it's under the x squared. It's under the x, so x is left and right. But it's not this number. You got to take the square root of it. Square root of 4 is 2. Under the y is a 25, but you take the square root of 25, and that's going to be what? Plus -5. So y is up and down, so I'm going to go 5 from the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I'm done. I can plot this. I can graph it, right? I can graph the ellipse. Do your best ellipse right there. Make it look like an ellipse. And now, which ones are the vertices and which ones are the co-vertices? The vertices, right? There's vertices and there's co-vertices. The vertices are the ones on the major axis, on the longer, on the elongated side. So here are your vertices. So what is that going to be? Vertices. That is -4, 6, and -4, -4. Yeah. And the other ones that are on the minor axis are your co-vertices. So just give me the coordinates for that. And that is what? -4, -5, -6, 1. And +2, 1. Those will be your co-vertices. -6, +1. And 2, +1. And we did it all. We got the center. We got the vertices, we got the co-vertices, and we graphed it. All right, where's the center? Center is up here. Vertices right here. Co-vertices right here. And the graph, while I'm telling you, it all ties in together. What about this? This looks like something's missing, right? When it doesn't have a number right there, that's a 0. right here. Remember, we're usually going to see two parentheses, but when it doesn't, that means that that coordinate there is a 0. So here your center for this one, number 3, now looking at number 3. Your center is, remember, not -3. The opposite of -3, +3. 0 is neutral. It's not positive or negative. So our center is at 3, 0. 3 on the x, 0 on the y. That is going to be what? 1, 2, 3 on the x and 0 on the y. It's right there sitting on the x-axis. 3 on the x, 0 on the y. Now on the under the x or under the x squared is 16, but you better not go 16 and 16, right? We take the square root of 16, that's plus minus 4. That's plus 4 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And similarly on the y, it says under the y squared, it says 36, right? Y is up and down. Oops, up and down from the center. That is going to be a plus minus 6, right? The square root of 36 is 6. So I'm going to go up 6 and down 6. See, so now everything's is going off of the center. And then from there you count. Okay? And then we draw this ellipse. Should look very elliptical. Nice and perfect, right? Nice and... Okay. Which ones are your vertices and which ones are your co-vertices? The vertices are the ones on the longer side, which is the major axis. So your vertices are these here that I will put in red. And those have coordinates what? 1, 2, 3, and 6, which is this one. And what do we got over here? Also 3 and -6. And then your co-vertices are these here that I'll put in blue. And that's going to be 6, 7, 0. Is that a 7 right there? 7, 0 for this one. And this one is -1, 0. Yeah. Too easy peasy. That's it. We did it all. We labeled the center, which I'm going to box here. We graphed it. Everything off the center. And then we're able to provide the vertices and the co-vertices. Too easy, guys. All right, last one. This one's super quick. Number 4. Center is 0 on the x and +2. That's right here. 0 on the x and up 2. From here I get the center. Up here, look up here. On the x, I'm going to go not 36, square root of 36 plus minus 6. On the way, on the y, or vertically, is 25, but the square root of that is plus minus 5. That's it. But counting off the center. So let me go back to the x, which is left and right, 6 and 6. And then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I went 6 this way and 6 this way, and then I went 5 that way and 5 that way. It is not a circle, right? Because they don't have the same distance around. That's why these are ellipses. This one, the major axis is the major axis is this way, right? Because this one's longer, right? Okay, so these are your vertices. That is negative 6, 2. And this one is positive 6, 2. These are your vertices right here. The red ones. These up here are your co-vertices, which I'll put in blue. That is 0 on the x and up 7. That's 0, 7. And this here is 0 on the x and negative 3. Not too bad, huh? All right, good job, guys. Handle it. It'll be on the test, definitely. I think it's really easy once you understand it all. Okay, good luck, you guys.